Welcome to day three. Day three already, holy cow. Can't believe it's going by super fast. And that sucks. But getting ready to go do the Unmasking the Horror Tour, which is a behind the scenes look with the lights on in up to 6 houses. Doing the full day. Starts at 10:30. I believe it runs till about 3:30, 4:30. With a break in between. I don't think I can video anything. Usually they only allow pictures, and even that is kind of limited to certain houses and even they've like limited to certain rooms in the house in case there's any rooms that have any kind of like controversial type decorations that they don't really want pictures out there of. So okay, so let's get going. I'm gonna go grab the bus from Cabana Bay and head to Universal. The check-in for this tour is at the Blue Man Group area. Okay, just gonna jump in here while I'm editing that I just want to put in a little disclaimer. There is gonna be some pictures of inside the houses of, you know, there's props that are corpses and things like that, nature, so, you know, viewer discretion is advised. That if you are squirmish about those kinds of things, it won't hurt me if you shut off the video here, but just a little warning. Also, gonna do some voiceovers just so the pictures aren't as boring, and I'll share some things that I remember and learned on the tour. So instead of walking into the front entrance of the park, follow the signs that point you over to where the Blue Man Group Theater is. They have this little area where you check in at the little kiosk at the front, and everybody hangs out here waiting for the tour to start. Also, you can go out into the lobby area of where Blue Man Group is, and they have a little snack stand. This is where you go to pre-order your lunch, because we're going to break for lunch and come back to here. So everything is ready for you, and the break is not too long to get right back out to seeing the houses. They don't have much to choose from. Hot dog, turkey wrap, the rest is all just pop, juice, chips, a couple drinks there that you can pick if you like. First up is my favorite house, Poltergeist. It's great because look, you just come in from the scene in the pool where it's dug out and all the coffins are coming out. Those are real coffins, and they've had dead bodies in them. The reason is that they cannot reuse them after there's been somebody dead inside, so they sell them to Universal at a very cheap price. But if there needs to be an actor inside a coffin, they do use a new coffin. And already, that was it. We could only take pictures of the front going into this house because it was a licensed property. We had to shut off our cameras to go in through the rest of the house. In true Horror Nights time of year, it started raining, but they provided us with ponchos, so that was nice. Next is Seeds of Extinction. In many of the houses, there are little Easter eggs that nod to Jack the Clown, one of our favorite icons of Halloween Horror Nights. You can see it in this little kiosk, Jack and Eddie's Sunwear. This is also a little nursery area, so the premise of when you go into this, it's like you're going into a closed down mall, and you can see all the foliage that has come in and taken over. Seems to be like a bit of a playhouse, and there's a walker up top. Little Disney Easter egg coming up. They've put in a little Figment doll in one of the scenes. Here's a cute little nod to Lightning Gulch, a house that I believe was 2 years before, and this is Lightning Gulp. Where's my gold? They had comic books on shelves. This was great that they had like real candy machines. This was fun. It made it just feel that much more real. Little sign, because I think this is now turning into a little bit of a movie theater. There's
popcorn sign, and there was a popcorn machine I didn't get a picture of, but then the candy. This is the counter where you would pay for your refreshments. There was even just like tongs on the counter. And here's the actual like big lightning gulp. This is a real body of a plane. They brought it in pieces and set it up in the scene. Here's one of the slanted scenes that you walk through. These activation pedals are all throughout the houses, and it allows the actors to push on it to activate lighting or sound or any kind of effect that needs to go along with their character. And that's it for Seeds of Extinction. Because this wasn't really a licensed house, we were able to take pictures throughout the whole house. I don't remember there being any restrictions whatsoever. Next up is Trick or Treat. They allowed us to take pictures all outside at the front here, and I believe one more room inside the house, but the rest we could not take pictures. And they do let you know when it's not appropriate. They tell you to put away your cameras. You can only look with your eyes. These pumpkins are fun. Look at the ones that are hanging on ropes. Like, that's actually a pretty cool idea to do for your own Halloween. They have, as soon as you walk in, they have this little Sam doll. It's this mannequin off to the side just to kind of catch you as you're coming in. So you can take little fun selfies. Of course, they had the Trick or Treat writing all over in the one room. Love how they have like an old typewriter and pill bottles. Just the little details are great. This pumpkin had a fire effect coming out of it. Time for lunch. So we went back to the Blue Man Group area where we started the tour and got our pre-ordered lunch. Got the turkey wrap. Wasn't super great, but it filled the hole. Next up is Stranger Things. We could not take very many pictures in here, which was unfortunate because obviously it was very popular. It brought a lot of people to the event this year. They had the scene where it was out in the woods, and this is where the kid actors were. The actors in this house were amazing. They looked just like the actors from the TV series. They did such a good job. This theming was neat too, like how they did it on the wall, like in major detail with the lights on. With the lights out, you're not even going to see most of this, but it was so cool to see. So this is like the command center inside where they go to the other side, right? So, but in here they have the stuff like the snow floating in the air, and so much of it has gotten on everything in there, and they was all covered in this goo. Next is Carnival Graveyard, Rust in Pieces. This is another one where Universal, it's their own property, so there's no licensing that really needs to be in concern as far as taking pictures. So we were able to take a lot of pictures in this house. Really neat details. Here's a little nod to Jack. That is the actual sack that was used in the stage show. A little bit of Jack painting on this sun. Little neat characters that they actually went out and found. Some of these are like real props that are from carnivals of past. I love how they even have, look, they put in like a power pole. Like, what? They didn't really need to do that, but it just looks great. They have this trash can with the mouth, and then they had these trespassers because they're showing off what the carnival owner. They're trying to tell the people that's what we're doing to trespassers. They had this beanbag game. That was fun. I believe water shot out of there. It was one of so a guest experience that the guests could press this button and squirt the people behind them, I think is how it worked. This big fidget spinner was cool. This ice cream thing, that is from Vamp 55. If you knew that scare zone, you remember the guy that was going around with the ice cream cart and had frozen like feet and legs and stuff inside the cart. The truck. Oh. Yeah, the garage scene was pretty cool. All the stuff and the details. The amount of props they bring in. Got this guy hanging from a tow truck. It's insane. A bike. Like, they just bring in so many details. There's another trespasser. This is why it is so worth going for a lights on tour. You get to see all the hard work. Like, even on this jukebox, apparently there's a Love Shack on there for this actual Love Shack area. of the house. There is a live actor that dances with this guy. Thought this was pretty cool. There's like, look, they made vines out of just tying some ripped up sheets together. Like, super effective. This here is the entrance to Scary Tales, Deadly Ever After. What a great entrance. They had the Wicked Witch up on top of there, and she was attached to a cord so that she could fly out into the crowd and right over top of you as you were going into the house. This was real dead shrubbery that they put outside, like dead plants. Apparently they asked their horticultural department to supply those, and they were not so happy to give up dead plants when they're all about growing living ones. The first spot we were allowed to take pictures was in this little hallway. They had these sconces that were themed. So take a couple pictures of those. Next was the room of Rapunzel that we could take a picture of. All of this hair that you see is just rope that's been unraveled and teased up a little bit to look like hair. I thought that was brilliant. Also, it's based off the original kind of story where this black flower is significant. I don't know the whole original story, but if you ever want to look that up, I'm sure you could find that. Unfortunately, that is all I have of what we could take pictures of. We did do actually more than 6 houses. We went through Blumhouse, but it was pretty much, it was like Happy Death Day, and Happy Death Day is the same kind of thing over and over, so they just had different scenes of the bedroom where she wakes up, so that wasn't too exciting to take pictures of. Also, we went into Slaughter Sinema, and because this property is Universal's, we were surprised that we couldn't take pictures, but I think what it was is that they do want to expand on the type of rooms and themings they had in there, because it was almost like little mini houses within this one house, and you know, rumors are is that they're going to expand on those and make like full houses of them. So no pictures in that one. Dead Exposure was another house this year, but it was all in the dark and just flashing lights. There was nothing to even see in there to go in there. As well as Halloween 4, I can't remember if we went, I think we went through it, but there really wasn't much to see in there either. They just kind of pointed out where all the Michael Myers hung out and where they were and stuff, but as far as, again, I think it was just because it was licensed, we couldn't take pictures. If you book this tour, which I highly recommend, keep an eye out because they were offering us a discount to go see Blue Man Group.